Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to be fundamentally shifting how you view one of the absolute most iconic creatures on the planet, Panthera leo. Now, when we hear the word lion, our minds instantly flood with this powerful imagery, right? Fierce, awe-inspiring predators starring in our oldest myths and our favorite movies. But today, we're looking past all that mythology. We're using hard data to break down their reality, piece by piece, just to understand what actually makes them such incredibly effective predators.
Okay, let's dive into this. Kings of the Jungle. It's a title we've literally all heard since childhood. It instantly makes us imagine them ruling over these dense, misty tropical rainforests as the undisputed apex predators. It's a fantastic moniker, for sure. It evokes power and mystery. But as focused learners, we really have to ask ourselves, is it actually accurate? Or is this royal title based on a pretty fundamental geographic misunderstanding?
Well, here's the thing. The cultural myth tells us they live deep in the jungle. But the scientific reality? Panthera leo actually rules over open grasslands and savannas. Yep, no jungles. They are absolutely not hacking their way through dense vines or hiding under thick canopies. They need vast, wide-open spaces. These landscapes offer the absolute perfect vantage points for spotting distant prey and, crucially, the room to execute their highly strategic, coordinated hunts.
Section 2. The Social Eater. Life as an Apex Predator.
Now, those wide-open grasslands we just talked about, they perfectly facilitate something really unique about lions, their highly social nature. While most other big cats globally, leopards, jaguars, tigers, are notoriously solitary, lions completely break the feline rule. They live in tightly knit family groups called prides. A pride is essentially this complex, supportive, matriarchal society made up of mothers, sisters, and cousins, all working alongside a few dominant males. And this collaborative structure, it's really their greatest evolutionary weapon for surviving out there on the open plains.
But, as you can probably guess, operating a massive family group of apex predators requires a literal mountain of food. We're talking 9 to 13 kilograms, or roughly 20 pounds. That is the staggering amount of meat just one single lion needs to consume every single day. To put that into perspective, imagine dropping 20 pounds of raw meat on your kitchen counter daily just to feed one individual. It's a truly astounding caloric requirement. And honestly, it heavily reinforces why that social structure we just talked about is so vital. A solitary lion would really struggle to secure that much food, but a coordinated pride, that's exactly how they meet the massive demand.
Let's move to and see how this builds. Section 3. Measuring the predator, the physical scale.
All of that fuel, those 20 pounds of daily meat, well, it translates directly into immense physical size. But here is a fascinating reality check for you. Despite their fearsome reputation and that whole king moniker, lions are actually only the second largest big cat on the planet. I know, right? The top spot for sheer size actually belongs to the Siberian tiger. Culturally, we tend to elevate the lion to the absolute peak, but purely in terms of maximum mass, they're outsized by their solitary, striped cousins up in the freezing forests of the north.
But please, do not let that second-place ranking fool you for a second. A fully grown male lion can weigh anywhere between 400 to 550 pounds. Let that sink in. We are talking about a quarter of a ton of pure muscle, heavy bone, and sharp predatory instinct. When an animal that massive moves across the savanna, or, lets out a roar that can literally be heard for miles, well, it makes total sense why the rest of the ecosystem just stops, watches, and listens.
Which brings us perfectly to our final, somewhat provocative thought of this explainer. If the hard data shows us that they're second in size to the tiger, and if they don't even live in the mythical jungle, what truly makes Panthera leo royalty? Why do we, and why will we likely always, view them with such deep, inherent reverence? Well, based on everything we've looked at today, perhaps true royalty isn't just about being the absolute biggest individual animal or ruling over some fictional rainforest. Maybe, just maybe, it's entirely about the power of the pride. It's about their complex, unbreakable social bonds. It's their cooperative mastery of those harsh, vast open grasslands. It's the undeniable, awe-inspiring presence of a 500-pound apex predator working perfectly in sync with its family unit to completely dominate its environment. And you know what? That is a completely different kind of king entirely. I really hope this explainer has given you a fresh, scientifically grounded perspective on these magnificent animals. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and hey, always keep questioning what you think you know.